Hello cosplay community and welcome back to some nonsense. Today's video will be very different because I'm actually personally involved in this situation, and this is a video I was kind of scared to make because I'm involved and talking about my feelings and things I'm involved in scares me. I'm not necessarily the main character of the story. There really isn't a main character, but I'm just gonna tell it from my point of view because that's easiest for me. I have to say everything that went down is alleged for safety and legal reasons, and trust me when I say safety reasons. So this is kind of the story of how I hecked up a nonce's life and also was kind of a bastard child. Well, let's set the scene. So it's 2016 and I'm a 15-year-old cosplayer. I pretty much know my way around the community and have been to a decent amount of cons. I'm somewhat known in the local con community, so it's not very rare for other cosplayers in my area to follow me. One of these people was Kawaii.guy. Now, I did not follow him back because I didn't care. So his account back in the day was basically him posting underage cosplayers and calling them attractive, sometimes even admitting to having crushes on them. Today's mystery shoutout goes to the super sweet Gabby Midor Feed cosplay, because BMO is cute, but Gabby BMO is death by cuteness. Today's super secret shoutout goes to Johnny Cakes, because you can't get any more kawaii than this, sweetheart. Super duper random afternoon shoutout to I'mAllie83 for being one of my most loyal and kawaii followers. Another special random morning shoutout to Strive Senpai, just for being super kawaii and having crazy gorgeous eyes that pierce the soul. Please follow her ASAP. We knew for a fact he was over 18, but not his exact age, because if you scrolled down through the hundreds of pictures on his Instagram, he actually had a picture up from his high school graduation, which in the US you graduate when you're 18 years old. AKA an adult, and this picture was a few years old, so we can estimate he was in his late teens, early 20s. How old are you? Old. Why? If you're like an adult man, don't you think it's a bit bizarre that you're reposting teenage girls' cosplay selfies who you don't know and calling them cute? Sorry, but I have to agree with Tiny Crab. I mean, no offense, but don't you think it's a little odd to have an Instagram full of photos of middle high school age girls when you're an adult? Especially when you never show your face and ask them to room with you. Underage girls rooming with an adult male. I mean, you can see where I'm coming from, right? I've got no problem with adults cosplaying or going to conventions or anything, and I'm a pretty tolerant person, but this kind of stuff is where I draw the line. Please think about how your posts will come across to others before you post them in the future. Thank you. Looks so good! Not as tasty as you. Here we have a seemingly innocent picture. Wrong! This is my shirt from when I was 15. He screenshotted it from my page, zoomed in, and posted it. If you look up his profile, it's still there today. You may search him up and see his face now, but this did not used to be the case. The only picture was, like I said, that first picture that you had to scroll all the way down to see. He only posted pictures in this lemon costume, this god-awful lemon grab cosplay, and that was his profile picture as well. He didn't have his age in his bio or any factor that would show you that he's not a kid. To this point, to my knowledge, he hadn't done anything illegal and had just at worst been moderately sketchy on Instagram. However, this changes. So if you don't know what ASEN is, it's basically an anime convention in Chicago. So he's looking for hotel roommates, right? Well, here's the thing. You can't see it in these pictures, but he tagged like a ton of people, like photo tagged in these pictures. Some were adults and some were minors. I genuinely can't remember if I personally was tagged or not, but it basically was asking for hotel roommates. He needed to, even if it was a mistake, look and make sure he didn't have any minors to tag, because it is unacceptable for an adult to ask a minor to room in a hotel unless, you know, they're like relatives or something like that. It's family. I had a friend who was 13 at the time who actually got messaged by him about this, and he was acting like a high school girl in order to get her to room with him at this convention. She came to me because we were planning to meet up at the convention together and was like, hey, I'm rooming with this guy. And I'm like, no, you're not. This dude's like an adult and you're 13. And so she was like, she was like that. She was like the thunder. She was not happy. So that didn't happen. Con went by with no problems, but the issue is the next convention, which was Anime Midwest 2016. So ASEN was in May. Anime Midwest is in July. Something to note about 15-year-old Mango is I was not a good person, and I'll own up to this. I was very mean, reckless, and impulsive, and very loyal to my friends. I was going through some pretty traumatic shit, and I pretty much took it out on people I didn't like. Now, obviously, this was a dude I didn't like, so he was doing some of the same shit he did before ASEN, you know, looking for roommates and just being creepy. So, dumb Mango decided to confront him in person at con. Now, don't yell at me. I know this was unsafe and a bad idea. This isn't something I would do anymore. But, to be fair, it was in a public space and I did have about 10 friends with me, so that makes it a little better. There is a video somewhere on the internet of me bitching him out. I know like 5 people were recording. I've asked around for the video. If I did not show it, then I don't have it and I don't know where it is. If you have it, please, for the love of God, send it to me, because honestly, I would crack up. Basically what I said was, hey, I was really hoping you could stop stalking underage girls than complaining when they block you. I hope you realize that most of the Chicago cosplay community really hates you because you do this. You know part of job interviews is social media, right? If you were being interviewed and your company saw your account, there's no way in hell they'd hire you. Lamau, I get you want to cosplay and stuff, but stop trying to interact with a bunch of 13-year-old girls. Thanks, have a nice day. He basically walks away, and I think that it's over. I go home, whatever, and he puts in his bio, everyone loves a good witch hunt, referring to me, and makes a post about me and the fact that he's canceling all his weekend plans because someone's spreading rumors. I'm canceling all of my weekend cosplays. People interested in spreading rumors and lies receive their ultimate goal of ruining my weekend, all while protecting the helpless, speaking for the voiceless, and defending the meek, blah blah blah. Ask any one of them and they'll say you're better off not having run into this creep anyhow. Justice prevails. Again, this post is about me. Something interesting about this post is originally, Hit or Miss Girl actually commented her support for this guy. She has now since deleted it, so I assume she knows he's a nonsense and doesn't like him anymore. Not relevant, but I just thought it was interesting. And yes, Hit or Miss Girl used to be in Nico and I's friend group when we were like 13. Small world, right? So the next day at con, he starts stalking us and following us around, so we hide in the karaoke room, and my friend calls the police on him. Dude, I saw Kawaii.guy get let out by security. He had his mask off and 3 security guards with him. We went a few months without hearing anything from him online or IRL. We assumed he was in jail. However, I went to another convention, this time in Indiana, he started stalking us yet again, so we had to call security, and when me and the group of people I went with were in security, they come up to me and they say, hey, are you Neon Caffeine? I go, yeah, you know, how'd you know that? And they said that he had called ahead of time talking about me, which is absolutely terrifying. And so they basically said they were going to keep an eye on him the rest of con, and there was like a security guard following him the rest of con. We didn't have to deal with him again. Oh god, this got bad. Fast forward to 2017, there are some groping allegations from, I believe it was either Anime Midwest or CAD. It was a Hyatt convention. I was not involved in this, but I was told this by some staff from the convention and other cosplayers. The guy we were in the quiet room said that when they catch him, that he will be permanently suspended from all cons in Illinois and are reported to the police for assaulting minors. Yeah, so life is kinda shit now, thanks to several bullies who decided to make good on their threats Friday night and lie to convention's officials on Saturday. I mean, they weren't actually lying, attack me if you wish, but you know what you've done. People wouldn't create lies about sexual assault. They're telling the truth. Countless minors have said that you groped them or stalked them during convention. You have asked minors to share a hotel room with you. Many people have said it too, and honestly, people don't go around planning to conspire against a singular person who is pretty insignificant outside the Chicago cosplay community. I'm sorry, but we're all pretty insignificant. If so many people have reported you, both minors and legal adults, it's only logical that they are not lies. It's better to admit what you have done rather than to mislead people. People tend to not like being lied to when there's a significant amount of evidence disproving those lies. Call Delete 2018 at CAD, he was allegedly arrested again for non-CP behavior, and this time permanently banned from the Hyatt. And I was actually at Hallmat on tour, so I was not there for this either. But at CAD 2019, I asked staff about it and they confirmed, yes, this did happen last year. And I believe he tried to go to CAD last year. He doesn't ignore, he ignores the ban rules. So, I know this is weird, I'm making a video on someone with 1,000 followers, but anyone who cosplayed from 2015, 2017 in the Midwest knows exactly who I'm talking about. And the thing is, he's been posting again, and he says he's going to these conventions again, and so I find it relevant to talk about this, because if he's being disingenuous about who he is, then people need to be aware so that they can be safe and know who they're meeting up with. And I have called out a lot of cosplayers for doing this kind of thing, because this is important to me, and I know people personally who have been assaulted at conventions, and it's a very serious thing. It's also a part of cosplay history that I don't want to be forgotten. My friends and I grew up with this being a big part of our lives, and I want to tell this story. As I stated, I was really nervous about posting this because it doesn't show me in the nicest light, you know, calling people out and having personal shit and confronting a nonsense person. And he did cry, by the way. I do want to say I did make him cry. But I wanted to get this out here. So any support on this video would be very, very much appreciated. And as always, leave a like, subscribe with notifications on. I will catch you on the flip side.